Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noor Azizah and I'm from class C 2020. Now I would like to present the material about discourse processing. So for the first material is about construction integration theory. The discourse processing system consists of a set of production that manipulates the content of working memory and build coherent, structured mental representation that can be stored in the stable form in the comprehended long-term memory. The construction integration production system interprets text by building three distinct kinds of mental representation. First, the least abstract mental representation is the surface model, which is essentially a phrase structure tree that captures the exact word in the text, along with their syntactic relation. Second, the text base is close to the verbatim form of the text itself, but it can include some information that was not explicitly mentioned in the text, and it does not include information about the precise wording of the original text, so some surface information is lost as the construction integration system builds the text-based representation. Last, the situation model describes the ideas and/or event that the text is about, and this is the ultimate goal of the construction integration system, as it is with most comprehenders. Next, the structure building framework. According to Gernsbacher, the processes that are responsible for discourse comprehension are also responsible for other cognitive tasks that may not be directly related to language. The structure building framework proposes that general-purpose cognitive mechanisms are responsible for discourse comprehension. To sum up, the structure building framework says that we use general-purpose cognitive mechanisms to process and understand discourse. Comprehenders begin by laying a foundation, and then they either map incoming information onto the current suppression, manipulate the current structure, or shift and build a new substructure. Process of encadenment and suppression manipulate the activation level of memory nodes. Shifting too often can lead to incoherent mental representation of text. Failing to suppress activate by irrelevant information can also impair comprehension. Next, the event indexing model. The event indexing model, or EIM, is first and foremost a theory about how people build situation models from narrative text. To represent these story elements, five core aspects of stories are tracked, and each event in the story is indexed or tagged according to each of the five core features. The time frame over which the event occurs, course, or time, the characters that are involved in the event or protagonist, the causal connection of the current event, the preceding and following event or causation, the capital location where the event occurred or space, and how the event related to protagonist goals or motivation. Similar to the structure building framework, the EIM conceptualizes events as activate memory nodes, and the representation of a story consists of a set of memory nodes and the connection between them. Each memory node is code for the five previously mentioned features, and as each new piece of the text is processed, it is evaluated as to how it related to previously activated memory nodes. So one way to test the EIM is to see how people respond when a new piece of text creates a discontinuity between the activated memory node and the new information provided by the text. Text can indicate that correctly described events are part of flashback, and so occurred a long time ago in the virtual world described by the text. Next, about causation, cohesion, and coherence in discourse, encoding, and memory. The modeling of causal relation is an important aspect of the EIM, but it is also core issue in the discourse processing, interpretation, and memory more generally. More especially, causal connection between propositions seem to be the glue that hold different parts of narrative together. Cohesion is one factor that can contribute to textual coherence. The notion that different parts of a text fit together somehow. Cohesion is an important element of the mental representation of extended discourse, but some researchers think that construction integration focus on cohesion as the prime factor that ties proposition together is a mistake. They note that there are thing-beset argument overlap that can tie proposition together, and the highly cohesive texts are not always highly coherent, although adjacent sentences refer to the same concept. There is no other reason why one sentence follows the other. You could scramble the order of the sentence at random and the result would be nearly as coherent as the original. And the last about the neural basis of discourse comprehension. General word knowledge can affect discourse processing in at least three distinct ways. First, we know the way stories are typically structured, and this expectation affect the way we process and remember text. Second, general word knowledge provides the information we need to make inference that keep our representation of text coherent. And third, general word knowledge affects the form and content of the situation model we build to, to represent what texts are about. And although word knowledge is normally described in a propositional or fact-based way, comprehenders bring more than that to the table when they are understanding discourse. In particular, people have moral and ethical beliefs that are somewhat independent of their source and factual knowledge. Although the fact our moral ethical beliefs do affect Although the fact we learn certainly do influence our moral and ethical judgment, it turns out that our moral and ethical beliefs do affect the way we interpret text, and those effects can be observed even the brainwave activity that occurs when people read or listen to the text. Thank thank you. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.